Louise, and today I'm joined by Andrew from Logitech G.
Heyo.
So today we're going to be talking about choosing the right DPI settings for your Logitech G gaming mouse. But while I have you, please hit that subscribe button so that you can see more videos like this. Meanwhile, DPI settings, Andrew, let's talk about it. First off, what is DPI and why does it matter?
Yeah, so thanks for this. This is a great question because so many people think about DPI and sensitivity and all this, and it's a constant struggle for gamers to find the right settings and the right mouse and all that. DPI is just one part of the equation, right? So when you're looking at how to set your entire rig up for the best performance for you, DPI is definitely a factor, but it's only one part of the equation.
Okay, so if someone maybe they're new to gaming, maybe they've moved from console to PC gaming, and suddenly they're faced with all of these acronyms. DPI seems like something that everyone talks about. Can you talk about how that really fits into sort of Logitech G's? Obviously, we've got the settings in the hub. Can you maybe talk us through that a little bit?
Absolutely. So DPI stands for dots per inch, which is basically how much movement the cursor makes or the crosshair makes on the screen based on 1 inch of movement.
Okay.
So it's basically how fast your mouse is moving across the screen. Some people use the term CPI, which stands for counts per inch, because it's not actually a dot.
Just to confuse things.
Of course.
Just to confuse things.
Let's make it more complicated. But really, DPI is just, like I said, one part of it. So more importantly, you want to use a super accurate sensor that works well at all DPI ranges so that you can be confident that no matter what setting you choose for your game, for your usage, for your style, is going to be accurate. And of course, shameless plug, the Logitech G Hero 16K sensor is our most advanced sensor, and it has not only the widest DPI range for most flexibility, but it also does so while never introducing smoothing, filtering, or any of these tricks that people use to get better DPI or higher DPI. So that's the first step. Choose a great sensor.
Okay.
Most of our mice use Hero 16K, so that's a good place to start.
Okay.
Then it's about finding the right setting for you, and to do that, we use G-Hub.
Okay.
So in G-Hub, you can go to the sensitivity page of any of our mice, and it looks like this. You have a bunch of different settings by default that you can cycle through using your DPI button.
Okay.
And that's 400, 800, 16, 32, and 6400 by default. So you can also just, you can delete these, you can change them, you can click on anywhere along the bar, you can click and drag that to find the right, and it automatically applies.
Okay.
So this will, be a good way to quickly feel how, the cursor's moving and where might be the right place to start.
So in terms of I'm looking at that, and obviously that's a massive range, do you suggest people start high and then go low, or start low and go high, or is there a science?
There is, certainly. Obviously, if you're a gamer that has found a setting that works for you, stick with that, especially if you're using a Hero sensor, because you're not going to, find any difference in performance there.
Yeah.
There is a little bit better tracking capability when you get higher up in the DPI range. So if you're doing, 200 or 400, the pixel size is sort of bigger in that sense. But if, so we recommend you start between like 1200 and 2000. That's sort of the sweet spot for the sensor's capture. From there, you can sort of adjust up and down. And again, there's really no wrong way to do it. Some people ask, well, why do you have 16,000 DPI? That's crazy. And there's actually some users that, maybe have, limited movement, or if there's even if there's one gamer out there that needs to use 16,000, it's worth it to do it because we can.
Yeah. Would you say that there's anything in terms of specific genres that people like to play, specific DPI for those, or is it really just about finding what's best for you?
Well, again, that comes down to your usage. So I think if you're someone who, a lot of, more serious competitive gamers that play FPS tend to use lower DPIs or lower sensitivities because they want to use bigger movements of their hand, right? So you use a massive mouse pad and you're using large movements so that you can actually have a more granular level of input because you're actually moving more, so your smaller movements have more accuracy. But then some people like myself, I use a little bit higher sensitivity or DPI, and then I move less and use my wrist.
Yep.
It's just down to personal preference and style, and that's kind of how you combine DPI sensitivity and the mouse itself to find the right input for you.
Perfect, thank you.
Of course.
So that's everything you need to know about DPI and the 16K Hero sensor. Let us know if you've got any questions for Andrew. If you pop them in the comments below, we'll try and get them answered. And don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G for more videos just like this one. If you do already subscribe, which we really, really appreciate, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know when our next video lands.